to yourself because if someone
Oh
else has
wait,
this
was I
key,
supposed to
that
click
gives
start
them the
streaming?
ability to stream on your account, and nobody wants that. Once you have your key, you go back into OBS.
You're supposed to first start streaming here. We're live. No, but on here, I didn't know that.
Obviously, you hit start streaming and then it throws out there.
Yeah, it was working the whole time. I just didn't click that. It's picking up my audio though. How do I do this again? And we're on it. Welcome to the Enjoy the Buzz.
Hello to our very first live broadcast.
Very first live broadcast. We had a couple technical issues. We're still trying to crease out. Okay, well, we have single cam here, single cam there. A little cool.
Yeah, we're still getting used to all the new tech that we got going on. Like you said, there's a whole bunch of new cameras. Malcolm, do you want to show off? Let's show off all the different new cameras that we got going on here.
Bah!
There's the far cam.
And then we got the Malcolm cam.
Malcolm
cam.
Oh,
What's up, Malcolm? Now you get to be up and personal
Now you
with
get
our
to
boy
see
Malcolm.
our producer at all given points.
Pull out our social media.
Exactly. Look, we even got our lower thirds.
And that's gonna be
on.
like, it's gonna have cool little like designs and animations after, you know. And then, you know, pull up one for Malcolm. Yeah.
There's Malcolm.
So be sure to follow us. Be sure to follow us because we making moves here. We making moves.
Like we said in the previous episodes, we're really trying to make sure that we are like trying to increase the technology that we're having and making sure, like we said, make the best product. And that means that we want to make sure that things are ready in time for being live streamed and stuff like that. So everyone gets to enjoy it live with us if they would like, or they get to watch it on video.
You dig?
But even, do you want to introduce what the cool thing we have?
As per usual, we always have a cool sketch to open up with. This one is the drug PSA about, you know, the downside of marijuana. You should stay away from marijuana. And this video will explain why. Check it out. Giuseppe Backwoods here. And in today's day and age, we are troubled by a terrible pandemic. And that pandemic is marijuana. This is Jimmy. Say hi to Jimmy. Now Jimmy is in peril. After smoking marijuana, Jimmy is now forced to working for the Cheesecake Factory right after graduation.
Dude, who the hell are you? And how did you get here?
I am a third-year freshman at your local college.
Unlike Jimmy, one day you can aspire to reach for the stars. Just stay away from marijuana. This is the marijuana. Don't touch it. This is disgusting. Ugh. Marijuana also comes in all shapes and sizes. Lemonade, pizza, even cookies and pens. Who would do that to cookies? Even worse, potheads no longer look like hippies and burnouts anymore. Mixed in everywhere, Jimmy. They can look like CEOs, they could look like doctors, lawyers, they could be anybody. And the scary part is, one unit of marijuana to a party, they will all congregate around you, Jimmy, and feed you with lies and deception straight from the mouth of the devil.
I don't know, man. It's kind of illegal everywhere. And, yo, even the divorced woman across the street, she smokes too.
Trust me, Jimmy, you do not want to smoke reefer. Sex will feel terrible, food won't taste as delicious, Jimmy. Your whole life will alter. You want no part of it. And what's even worse, temptation is everywhere. Stay away.
But if it's that bad, it has to be, like, super shady to get it, right? Right?
Actually, most of these places are conveniently lit. They look really nice inside, very modern. They look like a museum. Lights just to lure you into the temptation, Jimmy. Say no to free goodie bags and 20% off first-time memberships.
Hey man, this guy's talking about some bullshit. Look right here.
But it says here that marijuana actually helps with ailments, seizures. It even helps with glaucoma.
Give me this propaganda list. What is this? Where'd you get this from? Jimmy, do not listen to this devil box over here. You guys are thinking of cigarettes. Think about it. Would a cartoon camel ever lie to you?
Okay, hey. Between you and you, I'll never touch the marijuana. Yeah?
And welcome back.
And we're back. See how cool doing shit live is?
Seamless
That's so
transitions,
dope.
man.
See, pretty badass.
We're getting the right tools for the job, so
We're
making
getting
sure
it
that
done.
everything is seamless. We even also
Yeah.
have our own little fun title cards. Malcolm, do you want to show off for the kids today? All of our fun little title cards that we got going on.
We got a couple. Let's show them off.
I don't know if our audio getting cut off or not.
Duh.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we got
I mean,
top-
that's one of many. If you want to show, like, you know, humans go hard.
Yeah? Alright.
And another one we don't really use often, like party host.
Whoa! Interesting.
So we got that in a bunch more.
Yeah, like we're saying, we are really trying to put as much effort as we can into podcasts to make the entire product just so much more enjoyable, everything be seamless. So it looks like there's like a team of people working on this when it's really just us three.
It's a pretty solid team.
It's a pretty fucking solid team. You know, if
Pretty
you're gonna
solid.
assemble 3 people to make a podcast, we chose a lot of like the right people to do it for it. But you know, you guys came here for a podcast. So I think
Yeah,
it's
so
the
let's
best
get it started.
Mhm.
First, I'm sorry, but you know, sad news. DMX.
Yeah.
It looks like people are starting to call it. It's been what, like 5 days already?
5
No brain
days.
activity.
For those of you who don't know what happened, DMX did overdose. He has had a history of that happening before on his medical record. So, you know, he wasn't in the best health wise, but that did happen. And he's been in a coma for about 5 days now.
Best of luck to him and his family. That's tough. I'm a big DMX fan. We grew up Rough Rider fans very early on.
Very true.
You know.
And, you know, it's kind of funny to think that my favorite song from DMX is not even one of his own. It's actually
Really?
just his rendition of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What? Come on! It's just so unnecessarily aggressive.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It
I'm glad we
almost-
spun that in a positive way, though.
Because, like, you know, he has a large body of music that has affected a lot of different generations.
Yeah, heck yeah. For
And so,
sure,
you
dude.
know, he may not have the accolades that a lot of other rappers do, but
Oh,
damn,
and he
does
has
have
the
recognition.
accolades. He probably had more accolades than all those other rappers. It's
Yeah.
just, you know, they weren't around to see him, you know?
Very true, very
Like,
true.
it's humongous.
Yeah,
It's
so,
humongous. So,
fingers crossed. I know we were kind of reaching the point where
I'm still being hopeful
Yeah.
because I've heard people come out of worse situations, you know, but it's tough. You know, the best I can be is just hopeful. But, yeah, let's, do you have anything to say about it, Malcolm?
Well, not really, because it's just really sad, you know, like
Mhm.
seeing like this happen again, and you know, some of his friends already like tweeting like, "Yo, my friend is gone" and stuff like that. It's kind of sad. So like, I hope that's not the case, you know. Like, I hope that's really not the case, that he's gone, you know, like some way he will come back. But you know, we just have to send our prayers out. They haven't pulled the plug yet, so
Very true.
We're
There's
just-
still a chance. It's still hopeful
Yeah.
news and whatnot. It's still a possibility he can remain the living legend that he is.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's always going to be the living legend that he is. I mean, legend.
A
that he
legend.
is. A legend.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so let's start the show right. All right, let's
Very
good vibes, you know, per usual.
And per usual, you get to now see us drink live. And, you know, for our lucky viewers, when we get them, you can drink with us live.
It's a lot of fun, you know. At that point, just join us on the comment section, and we could like switch the topics up here and there.
Because unlike a lot of podcasts that, you know, it's really just you listening to people talk about, what we really want to do over time is build this platform where it's a conversation. We really started this about Garage Talk and making it not your normal podcast that you see all the time. We want to make sure that everyone is able to cheers with us.
Agreed. I did a terrible job at pouring this bunch of foam. Okay.
I did a pretty good job.
More hip hop news, you know.
More hip hop news. So on
From
some more,
Kanye,
um,
Saint Pablo.
yeah, on a more positive note, Kanye West has been making a bunch of fucking movies just in general as a businessman. Yeezys has been I think they were like recently bought out or praised for like over $300 million plus.
Yeah, now he's worth over $3 billion.
Yeah.
Let's go Yeezy.
So, you know, Yeezy season always is Yeezy season. And to just add on to the Yeezy season is there's a documentary that is all about him. It's called 21 Years in the Making. It's kind of following his path as a producer, then a producer rapper, and then to being the prolific icon that he is. It just got bought and sold to Netflix for $30 million.
That's cool. I'm excited for like a lot of like hip hop stuff coming out. Like even some of the more stuff that, you know, might be a little corny, like the Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary coming soon. I want to watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to that. And music and hip hop documentaries, they've been going hard. The Defiant ones, Shangri-La is multi-music, but that was an amazing one too. Like, you know, there's been good shit. you
Well, I
know?
mean, like, especially when, like, you think about how all of these characters, like, in the music world, like, they really are characters, man. Because think about Kanye. He goes into the scene with the hardest working fucking producers in the game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, no one can doubt that whatsoever. Gets, like, some taste of fame, then gets into a massive car accident. His wire gets, like, fucking...
You know, wired
So
shut,
shut.
yeah.
Then comes out with Through the Wire, with the
Yup.
wires in his mouth. Then solidifies himself like, no, I'm gonna be fucking in the game. Then just every album. There's a controversy in the middle that he does. Album then drops,
Another
people forget
controversy.
about it. Another controversy. Album drops, people forget about the last one.
Yeah.
You know, people don't talk about George Bush hates black people.
Yeah, honestly, after this whole like Trump situation and the whole like Kim and Kanye divorce and like him having been in Wyoming this whole time, I feel like selfishly this is one of the greatest things that could happen to music because in like a couple months, a year from now, we're gonna get some heat. We're gonna get some beautiful fucking Wyoming
We
heat.
might actually get Crow Winter, possibly.
We might get Crow Winter. Yeah, he might like surprise us with another series of good Sundays or so.
Mhm.
Or I'm excited for that.
So I'm curious because I don't know too much about how the documentary is built in terms of like storytelling wise, but like what is something in Kanye's life that you just wanted to find out more about? Like what was his thought process during that era? Like who was Kanye at that time of Kanye?
Okay, the kind of Kanye I want to know is like, if you know, you know. So the era of Kanye that I don't know if I want a documentary of, but like I just want to be like I want like the first person perspective view of that era in his life when he's wearing that brown jacket and he's fucking just everywhere he goes. He's hanging out with Mos Def, he's hanging out with Dave Chappelle, he's hanging out with The Roots, like he's hanging out with fucking Lauryn Hill. Like he was just nonstop hanging out with the legends at the time.
Yeah, it's very
but
true.
he was still very new. He was like he didn't even have enough hits to really be rocking with these people yet. And they all wanted to fuck with him, and it just seemed like an all-out good time, all-out hype, no pressure, no I have to like top this album era of like Kanye.
That's true.
It's just the arrogant. I'm on top of the world right now.
That
Kanye.
was
Like, that's the Kanye I want to know more about.
Yeah, that was the Dave Chappelle. Like I remember he gets interviewed once. I forgot like on what talk show where like the first time he really met Kanye.
Cool shit, right?
Yeah, he's like, I'm Kanye West and I do dope shit, and he just hangs up on the phone on somebody.
That's the type of attitude of Kanye. That's the era of Kanye I want to know more about. That seems like the dopest golden hour of Kanye.
That actually, I would love to see more about that. Like,
Fuck yeah.
what allowed that arrogance to really develop and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's more kind of I'm interested in the studio sessions behind it.
Right.
I want to see, although it's not my number one album, it's not my top 3, but My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Right.
Like, I would love to see the studio sessions because
the whole Paris situation going on. Yeah.
Yeah, like reportedly too, like those studio sessions had like everyone fucking popping up to maybe get a track on, like to be featured on the track, and just to see like raw footage of those studio sessions of the conversations. Okay, do we put this in? Do we not? Because it was supposed to be his magnum opus.
Right.
And it's like to see like Da Vinci painting his paintings and stuff like that, or to see Michelangelo be carving out the David and stuff like that.
And
like
just everyone around him.
Yeah,
and
like everyone knows that this is like a moment. Like this is a
it is a moment in history, music history that everyone's gonna be remembering indefinitely. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a pretty cool pick too.
Yeah, so I would love to see that type of era of that. But we will see this, and when
I can't wait till it drops.
Yeah,
I'm so looking forward to it.
When the documentary drops, we'll for sure be talking about it at the very least.
Yeah.
Maybe giving a review onto how we thought about it and how it was portrayed. Because although I'm not the biggest fan of the gospel music, I'm still a Kanye stan.
Yeah, 100%. But like, I'm sorry, but I haven't really gave Jesus King more than one listen.
I haven't even given a full listen.
I have not given a full listen. I haven't. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have our own type. We miss the old Kanye, back from the gold Kanye.
Yeah, bro, for sure. I agree with that. All right.
So into some other news though, into hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
There's something called the Record Store Day, which a lot of people don't really know about. At least in
So
certain
some of the nerds who watch us who like
Uh-huh.
comics and Avengers think of comic book store day, but
Yeah.
with record
But
stores.
with records. And kind of the big highlights for the Record Store Day for this year is Freddie Gibbs, Madlib. There's a lot of fucking records that are being dropped for this day because that's just kind of thing. It's trying to spread music and trying to just expand it as much as possible.
Make it like a social thing.
Make it like a social thing. But I'm curious. We like to list stuff. We like to do top flight. Don't you love those transitions?
Oh,
Seamlessly
God,
done
nice.
and live.
Crazy.
So I want to know, okay, we're talking about Record Store Day very briefly. What are your records that, like, if you can get your hands on it, that is what you want in your vault. That's what you want in your collection if you can get your hands on it.
If I can get my hands on like Frank Blonde, I would say that's my number one.
Ooh, okay.
I want that. I want it sealed. I want to I'm not trying to keep it sealed forever. I
No.
just want to be the one just to have that feeling of sliding my nail through that crease and just sliding it out.
Okay.
That's what I want for my number one.
All right. For me, my number one has to be the special edition version of the Tron soundtrack.
Ooh.
Because for those of you
That's pretty
who do
good.
not know what it is that there's 3 variants of it. And they're all kind of based around the disc that it's in the Tron movie and how like they resonate lights and everything. There is a clear blue one. It's this nice fucking crystal blue that like reminds you of like the old kind of Nintendo
Yeah.
style.
I can't see blue.
So it's a clear
Get
Well, shit. All right, so you will like the 2 other ones then. Because there's the clear blue one, which is the one that I really want, and then there's one where it's black in the middle, and then the edges are like see-through, kind of to like represent the ring. And then there's another one that's kind of that same style, but it's a variant of it. But instead, the outside is red, and then the inside circle is also red too. So kind of showing like the bad guys this.
That's kind of rad. That sounds
Yeah.
sick.
I would love the light blue one though, because I saw it and it just looks so simple but so fucking clean, man. It's so nice. I would love to have that.
That does, yeah. I'm not surprised he said that. For sure. That's a pretty dope one for sure. I fuck with that. I guess my number 2 would be the original press of Eazy's first track with Boys in the Hood from Ruthless Records.
Ooh, okay.
With the Ruthless print right on it. That would be sick.
Oh, okay. So we're actually kind of in the same mindset for the second one. Because for me, it would have to be the Chronic. The original Chronic. The one like fucking first run of the original Chronic would be so.
Yo, our dad
dope to
had
have.
so many OG
Yes,
fucking
he did.
phenomenal first print records. He gave them fucking all the way for such a little amount of money. Such a shame. Such a
And
shame.
Technique 1200.
And Technique 1200.
Oh,
And then somebody wanted to sell him gold Technique 1200s for $200. He was struggling back in the late nights.
They're now like over 10 grand.
Yeah.
Just
Like
just
the
for those
rares. They're the rares like turntables.
So yeah, those turntables are like the best turntables that were ever designed. They were seamless. If you were a good DJ that knew how to scratch, you had Technique 1200s.
Yeah.
And if you were the best in the business, you had sets of them.
And there's such a nice weight to
Yeah.
them, you know?
One of the,
There's
like-
such a nice weight to them.
Everything about it felt so well designed. But what would be your third record that you play on your Technique 12s?
Alright, the third record I played on my Technique 12s, shit, that's a tough one. I can't think of anything in mind. I'll just go with one that I wanted to buy recently, and now they're sold out. It's a box set from Nico Case. It had all of her records in it. It's called a Gladiator Truck Mule, and it's such a nice little box and a nice collection that I was all like put together in, and I'm like, that looks so clutch. And I'm a big fan of Nico Case too. So jealous that you got to saw her at the same concert I went to, but I didn't even know she was there.
And it was like, oh, I'm waiting for another performer. All right, fucking watch Nico Cage. She has some dope stuff. I'll watch it for a bit.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
I completely forgot that you've never seen her, but I
Never
accidentally did.
Yeah, exactly. So that's funny. So that's my number 3. For sure, big Nico Case.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch Broken Bells. I got like 30 minutes to kill. I'll watch Nico Case. I saw her on AOTS once.
Bro, I went to go see Broken Bells too. Like, well, in between, I probably went to go see someone else. I do a
Probably.
lot of wandering. And
Yeah, I was just kind of fucking like, I'm gonna be here because I want to watch Broken Bells.
Yeah,
Well, shout out to Broken Bells, not a very well-known band. And it's still coming out with some new music.
I did not know that. I thought they stopped with the album with the 2 orbs, kind of like.
No, yeah, they came out with the album recently, or like with some singles. For sure, they're still dope fucking artists. They're still a dope band. So
That's
if you want to check out some new type of music, they're really nice sound to it. But my third pick, it's more of a hard one because I don't even know if it does exist, but I want it to exist.
Right.
I would like to have fucking the first Slipknot album on vinyl.
Ooh, that would be sick.
I feel like that's kind of like a weird thing to have on vinyl too, like one of like the most renowned like hardcore metal fucking albums on a very flimsy
That'd be
format.
so nice to have like
Yeah.
a first print of that. Are
It
you
would
kidding me?
just
That
be-
sounds so dope.
I know, it's just such a random thing to have. Oh, you have a fucking Slipknot album, the first one, on vinyl. It's like, alright, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll fuck with it.
I can fuck with that. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Shit, I don't know if like I can think of my fourth one. I know there's one that comes to mind, and I just forgot what it was, but it had all these cool like special like stickers and sleeves and pulled out posters inside of it. And I really wanted it. Can't think of it though. I guess like for my last choice, I didn't find out about it till like a couple days later, and by then it was sold out.
Uh-huh.
A couple days prior, but Seth Rogen released like a 4 vinyl LP of like his favorite songs to get hyped to
Oh,
promote
wow.
his weed store that just opened up, and it sold out like immediately. And he has like cool stuff too. Like
That's super sick.
he has this like this little like marble fucking paperweight with like a car cigarette lighter on it, and he just slammed the cigarette lighter to light up your joint. That's all sold out. Everything he has like on his website is sold out.
That's
But the one I wanted the most was that, you know,
Uh-huh.
the record bundle. Like that looks so cool. Like what did this fool get hyped to? Just, you know, put that record on.
alright. Well, what is the first song on that record if you made it?
If I were to make it, the first song I would put, shit, that's like, man, you're throwing all these like curveballs at me. Damn, that's a lot to think about. First song we'll put on my Stoner Valley mix. Shoot. I don't know. I would probably have to go, it's an easy choice because it's so popular nowadays, but you know, I'm gonna go with Luna's 5 on it. That would be like number 1.
Alright, okay, alright. If it was mine, yeah, you gotta give it to the classics, man. You gotta give it to the Afro Man from the man from East Palmdale.
Which one are you gonna play though?
I gotta put Colt 45.
Colt 45.
Baby, that's on me.
Yeah, I can
That
think
has
about
to
that.
be number 1, man. That is the fucking vibe. But that's not the record I would choose. If I would choose by number 4 to round off everything, fucking a first print of Planet Rock from Africa
Africa
Bambaataa
Bambaataa,
and the
damn.
Zulu Nation. dude.
That would be badass.
That would
That would
be
be badass.
the sickest fucking record to have.
Ooh, that's a
And that's
nice
like
one.
a Crate Chaser's wet dream, dude.
Yeah, bro. Imagine, like, I could just, like, imagine the newest Nardwuar versus Q-Tip, and he just hands them that, you know? Q-Tip will tip a little bit. Yeah.
That would be super fucking sick just to have that. Just cause like that is one of like the prolific songs of an entire generation.
Everyone was making songs just to mix around that song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It was just a metric of how music was made. So
yeah,
that just shows the
DJ
important
music
ways.
was totally like that. It was just it all was meant to blend in with the poppin' song at the time and just how to mix it. Like that's really how it was. How about you?
Such a dope
Malcolm?
Malcolm, what would be one record that you want to have? If you can get any album that you can crack.
Interesting. Let's see. Yo, Music Soul Child.
I fucking knew it. I wasn't even saying it.
Just Friends, yo. That song. if I could get that song on, yeah,
So,
that's the only one. That's the only one, actually.
I would say either that or Sunday Candy. I think
Oh,
for
you
you
right.
would make the most sense. So
You
for those
right.
of you who
Yeah,
don't know,
hey.
our producer
Chancellor
Malcolm
Bennett.
absolutely loves those two songs, and it got to the point where like we would refer to him by using those song lyrics to get his attention, and it would work.
That is
it
true.
would actually work because he would listen to that often and kind of came synonymous with who
That
he was
is
as a
really
person. So, all right.
I'm not gonna lie,
I
that
kind of
is
had a
true.
feeling that was going to be your answer, but I was glad I'm right.
Yep.
But that was our top flight for the records that we would love to have for our collection. I think it's a pretty nice, well-rounded list that we all
Yeah,
have.
heck yeah, for sure. I agree with you. Add to my very small record collections. I got some cool ones though.
I think I only have one right now.
It's a cool one too. You have the Kendrick Lamar release Untitled.
Yeah, the signed copy from Untitled Unmastered, or however the fuck the hell it is for that thing. It's so annoying.
But per movie trailers,
Mhm.
we've had some pretty interesting movie trailers so far. A really cool one. You wanna talk about it?
So cool is a word that you can use for it. So okay, the Space Jam
I thought it was
2
amazing.
trailer got dropped.
Cool is like, you know, you could use a better word. A better word. That's how great I thought it was.
Okay, so like we mentioned it before we started recording. It
Right.
kind of reminds me of Ready Player One, like
Yeah,
1.5.
definitely.
And Ready Player One wasn't that great of a movie.
But like, look, Wreck-It Ralph took it to that direction too, where it's like, all right, we have to find a way to get way more pop culture and not limit ourselves to some just video games, right?
Mhm.
And Warner Brothers has HBO and all these licenses. You fucking bet they're gonna fucking combine them, all right? I'm not surprised about that. If anything, I'm actually a little more excited about it. Sure, the Iron Giant thing was very unoriginal. They probably
Yeah.
should have chosen another giant.
Because it even looked like the fucking Iron Giant in Ready Player One.
Yeah, but he's also my favorite giant. I
Oh.
love the movie, but I am looking forward to it. The only thing that bugged me in the entire trailer is when he turned into a cartoon.
Yeah.
But when they, like, a couple seconds later, he went back to normal, I was like, all right, thank God, because I did not want to see fucking a cartoon LeBron the entire time.
Yeah.
So, that was the only thing that bothered me, but I loved it.
But I think it's more so kind of like my conflict. So like the thing that I'm worried about it,
Yeah.
and then the same thing that like I kind of had with Ready Player One, where it seemed like the cameos were the movie versus the story being told with all the cameos and Easter eggs from all the different like side characters and stuff like
You
that.
think this looks the same way?
And I'm kind of afraid of that because every scene that we're really showing is okay. Iron Giant is now running through this whole situation.
Mhm.
It's probably small throwaway scene and stuff, but like all the Easter eggs, all the cameos are getting like really like a lot of front-facing shots, and like where they're the center focus of what's happening. So it feels like they're really building set pieces, and I'm afraid that the story's gonna kind of get like completely washed out because of it.
The way I kind of saw the trailer was, there's obviously all these worlds, like the Game of Thrones world and stuff like that, but it feels like this basketball game is like a world of the tournaments, and it's Toontown against the upcoming team.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think all these other worlds are just, it's just like fandom. They're watching, It's the battle of the universes, and, Toontown's just Toon Squad's the representative.
Uh-huh.
So that's the way I'm seeing it. And then maybe towards the end, Iron Giant might fucking come through and help out a little bit. But I don't think all those Hanna-Barbera characters and stuff are gonna really like do much as far as
That's
the
a
story
moping.
goes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't know. It's just like it's also this thing that I have too. It's like I'm a big advocate of like 2D, 2.5D animation style.
Yeah.
Of like the original Space Jam, like that look where it wasn't like just your standard Looney Tunes kind of look for it. It was a whole different aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like the same thing with like the whole conversation of should Disney actually make live actions of the movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that there's a certain charm of having like cartoon or like at least like the drawn animation versus visual animation.
I agree with
And I
that.
feel like a lot of life is kind of missing in that. 'Cause of it.
Yeah, we get lucky once every few years with Disney,
Mhm.
giving us a bone. No, but that's about it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
As far as 2D animation goes, I have to rely on like Japanese animation for that.
Yeah.
We're not really getting that here. I agree with that.
Cause like, all right, Space Jam fucking worked. Who Framed Roger Rabbit like really worked with their pantheon of characters that they're pulling from. But I think it's cause like the 2D really lets a lot of that life kind of breathe into it.
2D is more expensive though because we
It
don't have a
is.
leader 2D artist anymore like that.
That's very
and
true.
3D is a lot more inexpensive.
Mhm.
It's easier to work with. So like I get the semantics behind it.
Yeah, it is. There's a business aspect of it, but I don't know. There's something about there's life in 2D animation, which is
I
kind of
agree.
weird to say that
Yeah.
compared
yeah.
to 3D one. But that's kind of my the trailer was dope. Don't get me wrong, the trailer was
Right.
super cool. But it's like, all right, how much am I gonna buy into it?
How do you like the Loki trailer?
Loki trailer I actually really fucked with because originally I was like, Loki's kind of getting boring now. He's getting pretty stale. He dies too many damn times.
Right.
But I kind of fuck with the idea of like Loki's gonna be a time cop.
It
such a
is
weird
kind of
idea.
cool, but it's like it's also the evil Loki, so it's like he's gonna betray them again,
But even I don't know if he will because like all right, yeah, it is the evil Loki. I get that, but it's like Loki still was trying to redeem himself throughout all the different movies that he was in before like we did the whole reset. So there's that aspect of him that wants to be a hero, that wants to be recognized as that.
Right.
And I feel like time cops really like the amount of shit you can do as Loki. You're on a pretty short leash. You're like, all right, we'll reverse what you just did right now. Bad Loki, bad. Stop.
I'm looking forward to it more than I am this current Falcon Winter Soldier
Mhm.
because I still have not seen the third episode. We got episode 4 tomorrow. Be sure to watch both tomorrow. But it just feels like a chore to watch for me, and I know you have some exciting things to say about it.
Yes. So I was originally in that camp. The first
Yeah.
episodes are trash.
Mhm.
They really are. They're just good cookie cutter Marvel
I
storytelling.
didn't think they were bad. Just I think I was hopeful. It's just
Yeah. But and it's funny because we were talking about this before. How Baron Zemo, we were talking shit that he's a boring character. He doesn't
Yeah.
provide much
he had
enthusiasm.
no personality.
He had no personality. Turns out he's the best character in the entire fucking show
That's so crazy.
far. He has a bunch of personality. He is the best character. He's the funniest one that's being written.
Yeah.
You would not expect that from Baron Zemo because you're assuming he's be deadpan and shit. He's will randomly give a very, very honest and there's one scene. It really doesn't give away much, but he just does an in-depth analysis on why Sam's clothing is very good and it's promoting African American culture and stuff like
What
that.
the fuck?
And he was saying how the design is promoting this and whatnot and how it's really a good thing for him to wear that. And then both Sam and Bucky were wait, what the fuck? So it's Zemo is
hell already.
wait, he's a baron. He's super fucking rich. And he has access to a lot of stuff. And he's been to a lot of the underground. So you have that personality and charisma. And that's all
Yeah.
they're doing. Now is showing that off. Which, before we kind of go a little more into it, I do want to highlight one thing that Marvel just did recently.
Okay.
Which they released the Zemo cut. Which, is kind of it's just a straight
A little
fucking-
poke on the Snyder.
A little poke on the Snyder. It's just a straight up fucking meme.
Yeah.
Because all it is a 15-20 second loop of Zemo dancing in the show for an hour long.
Throughout the entire show?
It's just an hour long loop of just that 20-second clip.
That's fucking badass.
And it's
that is hilarious.
It's just-
I've been seeing a lot of pop-ups for Falcon Winter Soldier
Oh.
and Zemo and just ignore. So I haven't got to
No,
enjoy it because I didn't want hella spoilers. That's
Zemo is
hilarious.
a dope fucking character. I love what they're doing with him, and it's just showing that okay, yeah, you're gonna actually really like a character that you would not normally expect to really enjoy, and we're gonna fucking make memes out of it, and it's official memes because at the end of that fucking hour-long video, they do the title card for Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
and they do the Disney Plus logo. So it's all right, fuck you, we own this.
That's sick.
It was so random, dude, but I loved it.
I love that finisher. Ew. Yeah, we sanctioned this. Disney paid for this.
This was no intern. This was a regularly hired editor who made this for you.
Making 6 figures at the very least.
Yup.
Put that together.
And that person had a fucking grand time making that hour-long cut.
Exciting Marvel news also.
Mhm.
Coming June, the Avengers campus is opening up here in California Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited, bro.
It's gonna be so fucking cool.
So cool.
And this is the first new land since Star Wars, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, we haven't really got to enjoy Star Wars much in California.
Very true.
If at all, I think just private openings and stuff like that. Yeah.
But there's gonna be like so many dope stuff, and I'm just gonna spend so much money because it's Disneyland and California Adventure.
And you could drink there, so when you drink there and you have disposable money and you see superheroes.
Oh, it just prints money. See, the House of Mouse knows how to fucking make money. If there's one thing they know how to do, it's how to make fucking money.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it.
Yeah. We're fucking suckers. I got my own little personal R2D2. And he has like the most expensive lightsaber you can buy from the theme park.
It was more than $400, but value, not. Oh, that's actually the first time I tell her the price. I may get in trouble later on, but you know what? Fuck it.
See what we go through to provide you with quality
Yeah,
content.
exactly.
This 25-year-old ass gonna get an ass whooping later tonight.
But okay, what superhero do you think will have the best themed drink at Avengers Camp?
Best themed drink.
Yeah.
All right, that's a cool question. Oh my god, you fucking like you.
I'm on it today,
you're
man.
bringing it with the
See,
questions.
we have a
today,
new
bro.
setup. We have a new
Bringing it
technology.
on.
Gotta bring you energy.
I gotta start reading more so I could be sharper. Play some luminosity or some shit. All right, person with the best drink,
Mhm.
I think, has to be Peter Quill, hands down. Cause think about it, Peter Quill has human taste buds.
True.
Okay,
Mhm.
and now he knows all the flavors of all the galaxies. He knows how far a human can drink alien fucking alcohol and how to mix it together to make it taste similar to us and provide us with new fucking experiences. Make us realize umami is not like the last mystery fucking taste bud. There are more fucking things we've yet to experience.
Oh,
And I totally see Peter Quill as an alcoholic.
true.
So, the de facto human representative living in space who likes to fucking party, Peter Quill will make the best drink, hands down. I don't think you could top me there whatsoever.
Yeah, I really don't want to answer this question. Damn good answer. 'Cause like, all right, fuck, who can
But-
compete with Peter Quill and
Okay.
Malcolm
Like,
has some.
Alright,
wait, but like, who can I?
You could put Malcolm Mini up.
Oh, that is right. We would know. Malcolm, go back to the.
There you
Yeah, okay.
There's
There
a
we go.
mini me.
Look at it.
Hey,
All of us are on screen.
we're all here.
Malcolm Mini.
We got this shit on deck. All
All
right.
right. Bet. But who can I not choose? Can I choose anyone? Is anyone
No,
on-
fuck.
They have
Choose whoever you want.
to make you.
in the Marvel universe?
Yes.
Yee. Ghost Rider, but
Ooh.
the cosmic god Ghost Rider. Like, bro is dead and he's out of this world. I feel like he will make me a drink that will first kill me, bring me back to life, and then just suck my soul out for no fucking
You'll
reason.
never be breathing
And I'll never
right
be the
ever
same again. I think that
for the rest of your life.
no, I feel like after I drink whatever he makes for me, I will just constantly vomit out a lava of just puke, and it will be like straight lava. It will just, and then it burns everything in sight. But it's like a cool superpower, but there is no control. So it's a fucked up superpower after I drink whatever he gives me. So that's why.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
I feel like it would-
pleasing though. I
I feel
thought
like-
I thought the point was to come up with a good drink.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
you know, it can be
It's that good that I throw up lava because it's Ghost Rider. Anything he touches
Okay.
is fire. You
I
get?
feel like that drink would have to have some combination of like Jägermeister and moonshine. Because it's enough to fucking
And
hurt
death.
you. Yeah, it's like it's enough to hurt
I
you.
definitely see Jägermeister.
It's a brew
I
like-
definitely see moonshine.
It's enough to ruin your life, but make you feel good while you're dying.
What? We
Well,
lost camera.
The internal temperature's hot.
Alright, so for camera.
so we have here.
Alright, so one of our cameras went down.
But this is picking up the audio too.
Okay.
It'll come back up. I'm just gonna put a high temperature boat next time.
Okay, so are we back? We good? I think.
We should be good.
Mark, let's switch back. We're still
There you go.
processing,
And we're
back.
good.
All right, cool. See?
Sorry, technical
So
difficulties.
long, I gotta do some stuff. All right, I think I have someone who is able to compete with a Star-Lord drink. And I
Okay,
think you're gonna get a kick out of it because you're probably not gonna expect who I'm gonna choose.
shoot.
It's gonna be Ben Kingsley, the Mandarin, the drink. Because what better than compete with the man who's tasted all the galaxy has to offer in terms of alcohol than the biggest drug abuser that we have in the entire MCU?
But I don't really think he has like a taste palette. He's just more like just hand me something.
No, but okay, so I'm expecting.
Fuck you, Tony.
He's like, all right. All right, so we know like Ben Kingsley's version of the Mandarin takes a copious amount of drugs. And he kind of takes drug cocktails and stuff like that. It's alluded kind of that he does that and he doesn't care what he's taking.
Right.
So I would think that whatever the drink is going to be, it's going to be a concoction of a whole bunch of random shit that kind of don't make sense together, but at the same time kind of work. It's going to be like some shit with like either like the fucking like the sour belts inside of them, but also like some chocolatey vibes in it or some shit like that. It's going to be like a random combination of sweets and alcohol that you're not sure how to feel about it, but it kind of makes you feel warm inside.
It sounds like you'll get the squirts right after you throw up.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, all right. It was like, I can see where he's coming from now.
I did that. I want to get a t-shirt saying I did.
Exactly. It's less of like, all right, it's going to be a good drink and more like, this is kind of a novelty that you can only get in one place.
Right.
And you got it, yeah. I think it would be an interesting fucking drink to have.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I like my answer better.
You did have the best answer. I'm not gonna lie. I was pulling at straws, man. I can only do so much. Y'all were talking about people from other galaxies. I understand how you felt in the Pokemon episode. I didn't have much to throw out there.
Yeah. So let's crease the edges here and let's just talk about like some defining moments you thought it found in the Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
So to kind of highlight a little bit like behind the scenes of transparency of this, there's this really dope thing on YouTube for those of you who like video essays. It's this like series called One Marvelous Scene, where a whole bunch of like really dope video essays talk about why this one scene is like super prolific and like really important for them in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you kind of want to have a crack at it since we're talking about Marvel. We like to talk about Marvel stuff. For me, it's like it's really difficult to pick out one individual scene.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna
And
struggle with
it's
this
so
one.
hard because there's so much about the Marvel Universe, and I'm really just trying to stall for time right now. There's so much about the Marvel Universe that like it was like, okay, this is a whole new level thing. For me, it's kind of a really small like character change that I think people don't really realize, or like don't give them enough credit for like how much of the emotional range is being presented because it's just a CG character.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's like I think the scene that sticks out the most to me was Raccoon seeing Groot just like disappear in front of his eyes.
Yeah,
Like,
the whole thing with Raccoon strong.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, like there's really powerful scenes. There's obviously Spidey with Tony and like just everyone disappearing. That's like a really super emotional scene. But Raccoon, like, to beat Rocket Raccoon, like in that scene, it's him separated from a large part of his like adopted family.
Mm-hmm.
Is essentially his adopted son / brother kind of like figure that he has.
They're all
there.
erased. He's
And-
stuck with Nebula.
Yeah, and it's like he's away from everybody for the majority of like his friends that he has, and the ones that he's with, like just fade away before his very eyes. And Rocket's someone that we always see as this comedic person.
Mm.
He's always trying to steal some cybernetic something from somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like that's how you know that there really like was no like it was such. You knew how impactful the snap was when someone who was kind of typecasted as the comedic relief, like you saw the light drain out of a CGI raccoon.
Raccoon's been Rocket's been he's been deep.
Yeah.
He has a lot of emotional range. Like that's not the first time we really see him like fucking have some real fucking feelings.
Yeah, but
you
if
know?
I
But
feel
that
like
one was hard.
that one was like,
Yeah.
okay, like this is serious, like this is affecting everybody.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And so I think that one, it's a little late in the game.
And the
but,
scene, like the way Groot just kind of collapsed in
Oh.
front of him, that shit was kind of crazy. Yeah, for sure. Damn, I can't think of anything right now because you brought that question up earlier, and I just haven't been able to think of anything. Until I think of something, comic relief. Cool thing I just found out. Okay, Luis from Ant-Man. All right, so Paul Rudd's character, he gets beat up, right, by this guy in prison, and then he ended up getting cut, and then like Luis takes him out of prison, right, and he's like, oh damn, bro, I still got the cut on my eyelid too. Want to check it out? Oh yeah, it's right there, huh? Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like I'm still the only person who ever beat that guy's ass to knock him out. And then that just ended up being like the joke of the movies. Every single time Luis punched somebody in the face in any of the Ant-Man movies, they all went to sleep. They all knocked out. They all just done. Every single one
That's
of
a
them.
superpower.
Even like really buff security guards. In the
Buff
second
ass
one,
security
he was poof.
And he's so like sweet and friendly. He's like, "Oh hey man, how you doing?" And he just continues like walking off like.
And the best part too is that he's always so like he's always surprised and always excited. He's like, "Hey man, I got him like on the first fucking chime."
He's so excited. He's such like, a good, very supportive friend to have. It's fucking funny. So I like that. That's
All
my
right.
defining moment.
I mean, if you want, I can fucking just ballpark another one.
Go ahead, yeah.
All right. It's kind of again. It's less. So this is a scene. It's less of like, all right, this is a defining moment for the entire MCU. It's more kind of like, okay, I'm really fucking with the idea of like, let's get weird with it and buying into a lot more of the weird characters.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it would have to be fucking with Dave Bautista in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie when he's like, when he made the invisibility joke, where it's like, if I could stay so still, no one can see me.
Is that defining though?
Well, okay, so it was like, all right, it's defining for me because it made this really dry character show. Okay, so it just showed.
They still made him really dry though. They did not take that away from him. But he's still
like,
hilarious.
legitimately one of the funniest characters, if not the funniest character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Nothing will fly over my head.
My reflex is too fast.
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
It was that scene of like, all right, I love Dave Bautista as the animal, the beast in wrestling, and like I'm fully bought into him being trash. Like at that scene, it was like it removed the wrestler from me, and it's like you are now this green alien from outer space, and I believe it 100%. And I think that's why that scene kind of really sticks out for me. It's less a defining moment for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
It's more like me saying, I'm buying into Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm buying into this weird shit. I'm buying into these characters that I had to spend all belief to really get invested for because they have so much character and so much charisma. And it's hard to like say that is not one of the standout, if not the funniest lines that was just thrown off the cuff. That and also, why is Gamora?
Why is Gamora fucking hilarious? Alright, so if you put it that way, alright, my original answer is also pretty good because that joke runs on to number 2. And it's never really brought up. It means nothing to the movies. It means nothing to the story, but it keeps happening. One thing I love about Marvel in general is that there's a consistency about everything they do. All these little like, nice little quirks and stuff. It all bleeds on to the following movies. And people don't realize it, but it makes it feel so fucking alive. So, I mean, for me, I guess that is pretty defining. You know? Yeah. Because I love the consistency that Marvel has. They're really good about not forgetting shit.
That is true. They may have to retcon some stuff because, the 10-year plan wasn't figured out on year 1.
But just to, like, think about how, like, near flawless it's been for that many fucking movies, it's fucking phenomenal. Of course, there's going to be errors, but, like, I feel like DC has more errors between 3 movies chronologically than all of fucking MCU.
Yeah, and then also sometimes Marvel will understand hey, we fucked up. We're gonna kind of write it off in a way that's a little unique, like Hela fucking finding the Infinity Gauntlet. That's just a knockoff one in Asgard, and she even mentions it. Like this is just why the fuck is he carrying trash kind of thing.
I like that she says it though. Yeah, I love that fucking. Hela says that, It's fucking hilarious.
It's just such a random scene to have, but it's like it's necessary. Like, all right, we understand we fucked up, but we're making sure make it seem like we didn't fuck up, and we're kind of going from there.
Oh no, it looks like your fucking camera.
Oh, our camera's going down. Okay, so did you mention your scene?
Yeah, I went back and said, you know what? Then I love the repetition of it. All right, I guess there's just what. Are we recording from desktop? Looks like we're
no
audio.
Yes, we're calling it audio. Audio
Alright,
store.
recording
audio?
Yeah,
Okay,
audio store.
okay. We
Audio.
still got a little technical things to fix.
Yeah.
It'll all be like creased out though. Okay, I know there's some settings I gotta do to fix our overheating problem. But yeah, that's our live show. How do you like it?
Hopefully you guys really enjoyed it. This is a lot
Let
of
us
fun
know
for
how
us.
you like it.
Yeah, because this is bringing a whole new energy that we were kind of missing a little bit in the last couple episodes. We're not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
definitely, and it feels faster.
Yeah,
now.
it feels
Yeah.
faster, and it just I don't know. There's something about being live. It's a whole new energy
Oh,
that
hell
we
yeah.
kind of
It is.
are able to bring out.
And
For
I'm
it.
super excited about a little Malcolm mini camera too.
Mhm.
Like we're gonna fucking have Malcolm here all the time. You know,
Hey.
whenever the place getting sleepy, hey.
Right here. Yeah,
He's able to join the conversation, and it isn't just the far off fucking voice that you're gonna hear.
you're right.
So please let us know how you
Right.
like the new setup, how you like being able to switch from feed to feed, how you like the live stream too, and anything that we can do to improve this as much as possible because we want to make the best product for you guys. Saying it over and over again, the best product we can make is what our goal is trying to be.
Fuck yeah.
And this is the steps that we're trying to go there, and hopefully we're going in the right direction. But we only know that if we learn or hear from the viewers.
True facts. True facts. There's
So
a lot
let
of
us
cool
know.
little designs I want to do in the future, but I'll leave that a surprise till then.
So let us know. Hopefully you can join the buzz with us. Catch you next week.
Oh damn! Oh my god, dude, you
Catch you
beat
next
me.
week.
Till next time.
Till next time.
We did it. We need to
Sign
stop
off
music.
music.